am Swan and I'm a Woof host in Puerto Rico at Caribbean Yard Best.
And I'm Callie. Currently I am woofing at Swan's Farm.
We're going to do a short interview about woofing. And my first question for my first interview is, what is woofing to you, Callie?
Yeah, Wwoofing is a really cool organization because it connects volunteers with organic farms around the world. And for me, that's just a really cool opportunity to be able to learn new skills and learn different farming techniques and get to eat some really fresh, delicious food.
Okay. Why did you decide to woof at this time?
I decided to woof because I've always been interested in farming, but just never really focused on learning about it. And so I left my job earlier this year and just thought it was the perfect opportunity to try something new and to learn about something that I've always been passionate about.
When you were looking into farms on Woof, what were the variety of types of farms you saw, and how did you pick the farms that you did pick?
Yeah, so there were so many things on Wwoofing, which is really cool. There's like flower farms, there's places that do herbal medicine, there's places that focus on vegetables, there's places that focus on food forests. And really, I was interested in any of it. I chose mainly based on the farms being in Puerto Rico because I knew I wanted to come to Puerto Rico. But yeah, I was really kind of open to any type of farm as long as they were producing food.
Why Puerto Rico? What was it was like a intuition of yours to come to Puerto Rico, or you just had the idea, I gotta get to Puerto Rico?
It kind of was an intuition for me. It kind of was multiple things. I had a flight booked to Puerto Rico earlier this year and it got canceled because of COVID, and that was going to be for vacation. But yeah, then because I had the flight credit, I thought it would be really cool to come here and woof and be in a tropical environment for a little bit. I also lived in Puerto Rico when I was really little, and so it felt exciting to me to come back somewhere that I used to live.
Okay. Yeah, it is a really beautiful place, I feel. So how has the actual woofing experiences that you've had lived up to your idea of what it was going to be like?
Yeah, I didn't really have too many expectations going into it. And I woofed, this is my second experience. I was at another farm, also in Puerto Rico, for 2 weeks before coming to Caribbean Yard Dust. And the work has been very different here than it was there. But I think I kind of romanticized some aspects, and I knew it would be hard work, but I don't know that I realized 3 hours of work doesn't sound like a lot until you're pickaxing for 3 hours or using a machete for 3 hours, and then it kind of does feel like a lot, but it also is really fun to see all of the progress you can make in a short amount of time. I think I was expecting there to be more of a variety of fruits at the last farm that I was at, but I didn't really think that about the times of year that things are produced and how much that can affect things. So I've learned a lot about that. Like, obviously you're not going to have certain things certain times of the year. I've been surprised at how how much fun it feels to be doing the different farm tasks and just learning different things. Like, I was expecting it to be fun, which is why I did it, but I've been enjoying it much more than I thought I would in a lot of ways, and would like to carry over some of what I've learned into my life.
Okay. You were talking about the challenges as far as the work being more challenging than you thought. Are there other challenges? Like, you were staying in a tent, the water's cold, there's a lot of different...
Yeah. Staying in a tent, I didn't sleep the best the first couple of days for sure, but I kind of got used to that. I really love being outside and I love camping, so that kind of made it easier to acclimate to sleeping in a tent. And the stars here are just really beautiful, so that makes it easy too, and the weather is pretty perfect all the time. And so it's kind of been challenging, but like actually not as much as I was expecting.
Okay.
And then the cold shower, I'm used to having warm showers. So, but I will usually turn my showers cold at the end. And so having a full cold shower is just slightly challenging, but it also feels really good and refreshing. So I don't know, I feel like some of those things could be challenging, but it's, I kind of view them as adventures and just new experiences, and it helps me to feel excited about those things.
Okay. Do you think that other people going woofing, American people, do you think that the majority of people are ready for these type of experiences? Like the people you know, could they handle it, you know?
I'd say a lot of people that I know could handle it, but because I love being in the outdoors and I love things like that, I tend to become friends with people who are also into those things. I definitely know people who wouldn't be able to handle it too.
Yeah.
And I've kind of, I think, you know, sleeping in a tent and cold showers and the bugs that you encounter and snakes and stuff like that would maybe not be up everybody's alley.
Yeah, it takes a special person. With your experiences so far, will you continue woofing? How long would you continue? Are you intrigued to see different places?
I'm super intrigued to see different places. I kind of went into this, I planned out 3 weeks, and I went into it with a one-way ticket here just so that I could be free and deciding if I wanted to keep going or not. But I figured if I didn't like it 3 weeks, I could definitely handle. But now I really love it, and now I've committed to another month that I didn't have planned before, and I'm really excited to keep going. I'm planning, I'll see where life takes me, and I'm really open to seeing kind of how things play out and going with my intuition and whatever feels right in the moment. But right now I'm feeling like this might be my lifestyle for the next year, just traveling and seeing different farms and different strategies of living like off-grid and stuff like that, so that I can just keep learning more about that, so that eventually maybe I can have my own land and live a similar lifestyle.
Okay, that's fabulous. You're very cut out for woofing. So, and you've had this experience. So one last question, the heart of this really is to help people understand whether this woofing is really good for them, and what recommendations you might have for anyone who's thinking about woofing, specifically in Puerto Rico, but just in general too. Like, how do you feel like a person should approach trying to find a farm and trying to set up a place to stay and everything?
Yeah, I think just having a really open mind and knowing that when you're coming to a place to woof, like it does make travel a lot cheaper because you're getting room and board, but just coming with the understanding that you're coming into somebody else's like home and lifestyle, and so coming in with a readiness to do whatever projects they are wanting to work on. And also really kind of being honest with yourself beforehand about how you think you will fare with the accommodation set up. Like if it's tent camping, if you've never spent too much time camping, just maybe really considering if you're gonna, you know, be comfortable enough doing that, or if you're comfortable pushing yourself out of your comfort zone enough. And also like the work requirements, you know, just communicating with the host beforehand about what's expected from you, and maybe asking what kinds of projects they're working on, because if you don't like being out in the sun all day, you might not want to go to certain farms where that's what they do all day. I think that's
Okay.
that would be what I would recommend.
Okay.
Oh, also bugs.
Yeah.
If you're afraid of
Well-
spiders, this is a great place to really work on that if you're willing.
There's a lot of spiders. Spiders and bugs are part of life.
Yes.
You know. It's a perspective, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, thank you for the interview and letting people know a little bit about your experience. I hope this helps prospective woofers. And we'll be back with more videos and interviews.
All right, thank you.